Idaho Backroads, brought to you by Hammer Down River Excursions.
Outdoor enthusiasts fear access to some of Idaho's most beloved swaths of land may be in jeopardy. A real estate company is trying to acquire most of the area around Payette Lake near McCall.
But as Steve Liebenthal reports in tonight's Idaho Backroads, the man proposing the project says he intends to acquire the land to protect it and keep it open.
It's a lot of country, and you can see McCall is right in the middle of it.
Jeff Musso is an Idaho outdoorsman and an Idaho native who chose McCall as the place to buy a second house. A major part of that decision was the city's proximity to public land.
From huckleberry picking to fishing, to hunting, to hiking, to snowmobiling, there's basically every outdoor recreational opportunity available in those lands that you can think of.
But now a company called Trident Holdings, LLC, wants to take over 28,000 acres currently held by the Idaho Land Board.
So the area in question is shown in purple on this Forest Service map.
Prime real estate that surrounds Payette Lake, Little Payette Lake, and prime fish and wildlife habitat to the south. That puts fear in the heart of Musso and other outdoor enthusiasts who have seen public land go private, then end up in the hands of those who are unwilling to allow access.
All of those companies provided access, and then a company called DF Development, which is managed by the Wilkes brothers, which are a couple billionaires out of the state of Texas, bought all of those lands, and they have restricted access, complete access to those properties.
But Trident's ALEC Williams says he shares those fears, and that's why he wants to acquire the property and protect it.
That was the same fear that motivated me to get involved, is that I think that would be the greatest shame we could see happen to this type of natural beauty around us. So what we want to try to do is take what are now endowment lands and transform them into true public lands.
He says this is not a land grab.
This isn't a privatization ploy. This is the opposite of that. This is a chance to take a sticky problem that the state has and use public access that lasts forever as a way to come and meet in the middle for a comprehensive solution that lasts on these lands forever.
That sticky situation for the state, says Williams, is the idea that the land in question doesn't meet the Idaho Land Board's constitutional obligation to maximize the profit from lands it holds for the beneficiary. In this case, McCall's public schools. But IDL's own records show an annual net revenue from the land of more than $1.2 million. The board has asked for guidance on maximizing the profit from the land, and Trident was scheduled to make a presentation on a proposal later this month. But Williams says that has been delayed because the details of the land that would be swapped in northern Idaho are not solidified.
From the get-go, they're starting with NDAs, and we don't get to know who they're working with. That's just a really concerning starting point.
Like Musso, Williams is an Idaho native. His family, which settled as Quakers in Caldwell, built this cabin, the oldest one still standing on the east side of Payette Lake. He says his intentions are to preserve the surrounding land and ensure access.
I would just say look to our actions to judge our intentions. Our purpose in all of this was to come up with a better solution than selling lands over time. It was to provide an alternative that kept these areas open to the public, not just this year or next year, but for forever.
Musso, Brooks, and many others remain skeptical and will remain so until they hear all of the details of the proposal.
There are people who are promised a bottom line return on this investment, and so I think we should be wary about who those people are.
Steve Liebenthal, Idaho News 6.
Concerned citizens are holding a rally at Legacy Park tomorrow from 6:30 to 7:30 to voice their opposition to the land swap.
Well, do you know somebody who deserves to be recognized for the good